People who only talk to you when they need something are not true friends. They appear in your life when they require help, a favor, or some kind of benefit. But once their work is done, they disappear. This behavior can be frustrating and hurtful, as it makes you feel like you are being used rather than valued. It is important to recognize such people and understand their intentions so that you can protect yourself from emotional exhaustion and one-sided relationships. When someone only reaches out to you when they need something, their conversations often feel transactional. They may act friendly, use kind words, or pretend to care about you, but their true motivation is to get what they want. You may notice that they never ask about your well-being, never check in on you when you are struggling, and never take an interest in your life unless it directly benefits them. For example, a classmate who never talks to you may suddenly act like your best friend before an exam just because they need your notes. Similarly, a colleague at work may show interest in you only when they need help with a project, but otherwise, they don't even acknowledge your presence. These people are often experts at making you feel guilty if you refuse to help them. They might say things like, "I thought we were friends," or "I would do the same for you," even though they rarely, if ever, do anything for you. They manipulate your kindness and take advantage of your willingness to help. At first, you may not notice this pattern, but over time, you will realize that every interaction with them is one-sided. They never make an effort to support you in return. A major sign of such people is their inconsistency. When they need something, they might act overly sweet, send you messages frequently, or even compliment you. However, as soon as their work is done, they stop responding, ignore your messages, or avoid you completely. You might wonder what changed, but the reality is that their purpose for talking to you was fulfilled, and they no longer see a reason to maintain the connection. This kind of behavior can have a negative impact on your mental and emotional well-being. It can make you feel unappreciated, used, and even lonely. You may start questioning whether people genuinely care about you or if they are only interested in what you can offer them. Over time, dealing with such people can drain your energy and make you hesitant to trust others. To protect yourself, it is important to set boundaries. If you notice that someone only talks to you when they need something, try to politely distance yourself from them. You are not obligated to always say yes to their requests, especially if they do not reciprocate your kindness. Instead, focus on building relationships with people who truly care about you, those who check in on you, support you in difficult times, and appreciate you for who you are, not just for what you can provide. It is also important to communicate your feelings. If you feel that someone is only using you, you can express your concerns and see how they respond. A genuine person will acknowledge your feelings and try to change their behavior, but someone who doesn't truly care will likely become defensive or avoid the conversation altogether. This reaction will confirm their true intentions, making it easier for you to decide whether they deserve a place in your life. At the end of the day, relationships, whether friendships, family bonds, or professional connections, should be built on mutual respect and care. If someone only remembers you when they need something, they are not truly a part of your life. They are simply using you as a convenience. Recognizing this early can save you from unnecessary emotional stress and help you invest your time and energy in people who genuinely value and respect you. People who don't respect your feelings can have a significant impact on your emotional well-being. Respect is the foundation of any healthy relationship, whether it's a friendship, a family bond, or a professional connection. When someone repeatedly disregards your emotions, it shows that they do not truly value you as a person. They may ignore your concerns, make fun of your emotions, or dismiss your struggles as if they are unimportant. Over time, being around such individuals can lead to frustration, self-doubt, and even emotional exhaustion. One of the most common ways people show a lack of respect for your feelings is by invalidating them. If you express sadness, disappointment, or frustration, they may respond with phrases like, "You're overreacting, it's not a big deal," or "just get over it." Instead of acknowledging your emotions and trying to understand your perspective, They belittle your feelings and make you feel as if your emotions are not valid. This can be particularly painful because when you open up to someone, you expect support and understanding, not dismissal. Another sign that someone does not respect your feelings is when they constantly joke about things that hurt you. They may make fun of your insecurities, your struggles, or even your personal experiences, treating them as if they are a source of entertainment. When you tell them that their words hurt you, they might say, "I was just joking," or "You're too sensitive," instead of apologizing. This type of behavior shows a complete disregard for your emotions and can make you feel like your pain is not taken seriously. People who don't respect your feelings also tend to ignore your boundaries. If you tell them that something makes you uncomfortable or that you don't want to talk about a certain topic, they may continue to push the conversation in that direction. They might bring up painful memories, force you into situations that stress you out, or make decisions that affect you without considering your opinion. When someone constantly crosses your boundaries, it shows that they do not care about how their actions impact you. Another way people show disrespect for your feelings is by being dismissive when you are struggling, when you are going through a difficult time. A caring person will offer support, listen to you, and try to help in whatever way they can. However, someone who does not respect your emotions will act as if your problems don't matter. They may say things like, "Everyone has problems," or "You should be grateful for what you have," instead of offering any real comfort. While gratitude is important, dismissing someone's struggles in this way makes them feel unheard and unimportant. A person who does not respect your feelings may also manipulate your emotions for their own benefit. They might use guilt to control you, make you feel bad for expressing your thoughts, or even twist situations to make it seem like you are the problem. For example, if you confront them about their hurtful behavior, they may turn the situation around and accuse you of being dramatic or difficult. This kind of emotional manipulation can make you question your own feelings and damage your self-confidence. Being around people who don't respect your emotions can be exhausting and damaging. Over time, you may start to believe that your feelings don't matter or that you should keep them to yourself to avoid conflict. This is why it is important to recognize such behavior early and take steps to protect yourself. Surrounding yourself with people who genuinely respect and support you will help you feel valued and understood. True friends and loved ones acknowledge your emotions, respect your boundaries, and offer comfort when you need it. Choosing to distance yourself from those who disregard your feelings is not selfish. It is an act of self-care and self-respect. One of the most painful behaviors exhibited by people who don't care about you is their absence when you need them the most. It's easy to feel as though someone is a true friend or loved one when everything is going well and you're both enjoying good times. However, the true measure of any relationship is how they behave when you are in need, when you are going through a tough time, facing challenges, or experiencing moments of hardship. A person who truly cares about you will show up during these difficult moments, offering support, empathy, and presence. On the other hand, those who don't care will often be nowhere to be found. This behavior of disappearing when you are in need can be extremely hurtful and confusing. It creates an emotional distance that cannot be easily ignored, leaving you feeling abandoned and isolated. When you are facing problems, whether personal, emotional, financial, or social, and reach out for help, you expect those who care about you to be there. However, people who are not truly invested in your well-being may avoid you or make excuses as to why they can't help. They might say things like, "I'm too busy right now," or "I don't have the time," yet you realize that when it's convenient for them, they have all the time in the world. This absence is not just physical, it is emotional as well. A person who doesn't care about you will often fail to check in when you are going through a tough time. Even if they know that you are struggling, they won't offer any words of encouragement or ask how they can help. Their lack of effort is a clear sign that they are not invested in your feelings or well-being. It is in these moments of silence and neglect that you realize that for all their outward friendliness, they are not truly there for you when it matters. Such people may also make you feel like a burden when you reach out to them for support. They might roll their eyes when you ask for help, or they might act annoyed at your need for companionship or assistance. This makes you feel guilty for asking them for anything at all, leaving you wondering if you are asking too much or if your troubles are somehow less important than theirs. A true friend or loved one, however, would never make you feel this way. They would offer a listening ear, a helping hand, or simply their time without making you feel like you are imposing on them. This behavior of being absent in times of need can also affect your self-esteem. When someone you care about doesn't show up when you need them, it can make you question your worth. You may begin to feel as though you are not important enough for them to make time for, or that your struggles are not worth their attention. Over time, this can lead to feelings of loneliness and self-doubt. It's important to recognize that this behavior is not a reflection of your value. It is a reflection of the other person's lack of care or empathy. The absence of someone in your time of need is also a reminder that relationships are a two-way street. In any healthy relationship, both parties should show up for each other in times of crisis. If one person is constantly giving and the other is always taking, it creates an imbalance that is ultimately harmful. You may find yourself carrying the emotional weight of the relationship while the other person remains indifferent to your struggles. This imbalance can be draining, leading you to feel unsupported and even emotionally exhausted. It is crucial to set boundaries with people who repeatedly fail to show up when you need them. While it's natural to want to give people the benefit of the doubt, it's also important to acknowledge patterns of behavior. If someone continues to be absent in your time of need, it's okay to distance yourself from them. True connections are built on mutual care, support, and trust. If someone isn't there for you when it matters most, they likely don't deserve your energy or attention. In the end, the people who truly care about you will be there when it counts. They will stand by your side, offer comfort, and show that they value your well-being. Recognizing the absence of those who don't care is difficult but necessary. It helps you focus on building relationships with those who will always show up, no matter what. One of the most painful signs that someone does not care about you is when they fail to appreciate your efforts. In any healthy relationship, whether it's a friendship, family bond, or romantic connection, appreciation is a key element that helps build trust and emotional closeness. When you go out of your way to help someone, whether it's offering your time, support, or resources, you expect that your efforts will be recognized and valued. However, people who don't care about you often take your kindness for granted, and their lack of appreciation can leave you feeling hurt, unimportant, and unvalued. The first sign of this behavior is when the other person never acknowledges what you do for them. It can be something as simple as lending a hand with a task or offering emotional support during a tough time. When you make an effort, you expect at least a thank you or a gesture of gratitude in return. But people who don't care about you may act as though your contributions are just expected, with no need for recognition. Over time, this can make you feel invisible, as though the things you do for others don't matter or are not worthy of acknowledgement. Moreover, when you do something kind for someone who doesn't appreciate you, they might not even acknowledge it. They might continue with their day as if nothing significant happened, leaving you to wonder whether they even noticed the effort you made. This can be particularly hurtful when you've gone above and beyond to make them happy, help them out, or support them in a difficult situation. Your actions might have taken time, energy, and thought, yet the other person acts as though they are entitled to your kindness without any sense of gratitude or reciprocation. Another way this lack of appreciation manifests is when the person only focuses on what you didn't do rather than what you did. If you helped them in one area but weren't able to provide support in another, they may ignore the efforts you made and instead complain about what was lacking. This type of behavior shows that they do not value your contribution as a whole, but instead focus on the small things that didn't meet their expectations. It can make you feel as though nothing you do is ever enough, no matter how much effort you put in. A person who doesn't appreciate your efforts may also take advantage of your kindness. They may expect you to constantly help them without ever offering anything in return. This creates a one-sided relationship where you are always giving, but they are never willing to give anything back. It may start with small favors, but over time you may find that you are always the one making sacrifices while they take advantage of your generosity. This imbalance can make you feel drained and used, especially when they fail to recognize the toll their actions are taking on you. Moreover, people who don't appreciate your efforts may even take credit for things you've done. If you've worked hard to help them achieve something, they might not give you the credit or acknowledgement you deserve. Instead, they may present it as if they did it all on their own or act as though your involvement wasn't significant. This not only shows a lack of appreciation, but also a lack of respect for your contributions. It can lead to frustration and resentment as you realize that your hard work is being overlooked or diminished. This lack of appreciation can also have a lasting emotional impact. Over time, you may begin to question your worth, especially in relationships where you constantly give without receiving any form of acknowledgement. You might start to feel like your kindness is being taken for granted, and you may even begin to doubt whether your efforts are worth it. This can lead to feelings of frustration, disappointment, and even self-doubt. It is important to recognize when someone is not appreciating your efforts. While it is natural to help those you care about, you should never have to feel like your kindness is being exploited or ignored. You deserve to be in relationships where your contributions are recognized, valued, and reciprocated. If someone consistently fails to appreciate your efforts, it may be time to reevaluate the relationship. True friends, family, and partners will acknowledge what you do for them, express gratitude, and make an effort to give back. Surround yourself with people who value your kindness, not those who take it for granted. One of the clearest signs that someone doesn't truly care about you is their lack of genuine interest in your life. Relationships are built on mutual care, attention, and understanding, which includes showing an active curiosity about each other's thoughts, feelings, and experiences. People who care about you will want to know how your day went, how you're feeling, and what's important to you. However, those who don't care will often fail to ask meaningful questions, listen attentively, or engage with the details of your life. Their indifference can make you feel invisible, unimportant, and emotionally disconnected. A person who doesn't show genuine interest in your life will rarely ask about your well-being, your dreams, or your struggles. They might not inquire about how things are going in school, at work, or in your personal life. And when you do talk about your experiences, they might not seem fully engaged. They might give short answers like, "That's nice," or "Okay," without showing any true curiosity about what you're saying. Instead of listening attentively, they might glance at their phone, look around the room, or even change the subject quickly, making you feel as though you were talking to a wall. This lack of engagement reflects their lack of care or concern for what's going on in your life. With relationships, the way people respond to your emotions can reveal a lot about their interest in you. If you are happy, excited, sad, or upset about something, someone who genuinely cares will take the time to respond with empathy, understanding, and support. They will ask follow-up questions, validate your feelings, and show that they care about how you're doing. On the other hand, people who don't care about you may offer dismissive responses like, "Oh, that's not a big deal," or "You'll get over it," without really trying to understand your point of view or emotional state. This lack of empathy shows that they are not genuinely invested in your emotional experience. People who show no genuine interest in your life may also fail to remember important details about you. If they consistently forget your birthday, significant events in your life, or details about your hobbies and interests, it's a sign that they are not paying attention to what matters to you. These are the types of small acts that help build a strong connection. When someone doesn't remember key aspects of your life, it signals that they are not truly focused on you as an individual. True friends and loved ones make an effort to remember the things that matter to you, whether it's your favorite foods, your goals, or your personal struggles. Another way this lack of interest manifests is through one-sided conversations. People who don't care about you will often steer the conversation toward themselves without showing much interest in what you have to say. They may talk endlessly about their own life, accomplishments, and problems without giving you a chance to share your experiences. Even when you do manage to express something about yourself, they might quickly change the topic or talk over you, making it clear that they aren't interested in hearing about your life. It's also important to notice how people respond when you try to involve them in your world. If you invite them to events that are meaningful to you, such as a family gathering, a personal celebration, or an important moment in your life, and they make excuses or show no enthusiasm, it's a sign that they are not genuinely invested in being a part of your life. True friends and loved ones will want to support you by showing up for the things that matter to you, not just the things that are convenient for them. This lack of genuine interest can leave you feeling neglected, lonely, and undervalued. Over time, it can be emotionally draining to continue pouring your energy into a relationship where the other person is not showing the same level of care and attention. It can make you question whether you're really seen and heard and whether you matter to the other person. The emotional impact of feeling unseen can be profound, leading to feelings of isolation and even self-doubt. To protect yourself from this kind of emotional neglect, it's important to recognize when someone is not showing genuine interest in your life. While it's natural for relationships to go through ups and downs, a lack of curiosity and attention over time is a clear sign that the connection is one-sided. Surround yourself with people who genuinely care about what you're going through, who make an effort to understand you, and who show interest in your happiness and growth. Relationships that are built on mutual care, attention, and respect will help you feel valued and emotionally supported. One of the most hurtful behaviors someone can exhibit in a relationship is making you feel unimportant. Everyone deserves to feel valued, appreciated, and respected in their relationships, whether they are friendships, family connections, or romantic bonds. However, some people fail to make the effort to show you that you matter, leaving you feeling invisible and insignificant. When you constantly feel unimportant in a relationship, it can deeply affect your self-esteem, sense of worth, and overall well-being. A person who makes you feel unimportant often ignores your needs, feelings, and desires. They may dismiss your emotions, brush off your concerns, or act as though your problems aren't worth their attention. This lack of recognition can be especially hurtful when you're going through something difficult and simply need someone to listen or offer support. Instead of offering comfort or empathy, they may act indifferent, leaving you to navigate your struggles alone. Over time, this emotional neglect can make you feel like your experiences and feelings are irrelevant to them. Another way someone can make you feel unimportant is by consistently prioritizing their own needs over yours. They may always place their own desires, concerns, and goals ahead of yours, with little regard for how their actions affect you. For example, they might cancel plans with you last minute for something more convenient for them, or they may ask for your help when they need something but never offer to return the favor when you need them. In these cases, it becomes clear that they are not interested in making you feel seen or valued. They are only concerned with their own agenda. A person who makes you feel unimportant will often fail to acknowledge your efforts, whether they are big or small. Whether you've put time and energy into helping them, supporting them through tough times, or celebrating their achievements, they may not recognize or appreciate what you've done. Instead, they might take your contributions for granted, acting as though you are simply expected to be there for them without any acknowledgement or gratitude. This lack of recognition can make you feel like your efforts don't matter, and that no matter how much you give, it will never be enough. When you constantly feel unimportant, it can also show in the way someone treats you during conversations. If they interrupt you, talk over you, or don't let you finish your thoughts, it demonstrates that they do not value what you have to say. They may only listen to respond rather than listening to understand. In these moments, you might feel like your voice is not being heard or that your opinions don't hold any weight. True respect in a relationship comes from actively listening and valuing the thoughts and feelings of the other person. Without this, it's easy to feel insignificant, Another common sign of being made to feel unimportant is when someone fails to make an effort to maintain the relationship. They may not reach out to check in on you, forget about important dates like your birthday, or make plans only when it's convenient for them. When someone consistently neglects these simple acts of consideration, it becomes clear that they are not prioritizing you. It's hurtful to realize that someone doesn't care enough to invest time or effort into the relationship. And it makes you question whether they truly care about you at all. In a relationship where you feel unimportant, you may also start to notice a lack of emotional investment. If you open up about something that's bothering you and the person responds with indifference, dismissiveness, or even a lack of empathy, it's a sign that they don't see your emotions as valuable. Instead of offering comfort or support, they may minimize your feelings or shift the focus back to themselves. This emotional neglect makes it feel like your emotional needs are unimportant to them. Over time, being made to feel unimportant can have a significant impact on your self-esteem and self-worth. You may begin to question why you are not being treated with the same care and respect as others, and it can lead to feelings of isolation and self-doubt. It's important to recognize that the way someone treats you is a reflection of them, not you. You deserve to be in relationships where you are valued, respected, and appreciated for who you are. If you consistently feel unimportant in a relationship, it's crucial to set boundaries and distance yourself from people who make you feel this way. Relationships should be based on mutual care and respect where both parties invest time and energy into each other. When you are constantly made to feel unimportant, it's a sign that the relationship is one-sided and unhealthy. Surround yourself with people who make you feel seen, heard, and valued, and don't settle for anything less. Your worth should never be determined by how others treat you. Remember that you are deserving of love, respect, and appreciation at all times.